BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
Razor B on this track.
handle the truth. Baby mama terrorist. BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the role as innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos. Behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong. Knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another bitch instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in cold. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
All stand, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sine die. God save the state and this honorable court.
Yeah. Man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Shit. You may be seating this motherfucker. Shout out to the baby mama Ted's Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. We're going to cook today, y'all. We're going to have a good-ass dialogue. We're going to make people mad. We're going to do the usual. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about these baby mama terrorists. We're going to talk about this bullshit-ass child support system. We're going to talk about the lack of masculinity amongst black men. And also, you know what? Amongst men, period. But we're going to definitely talk about black men. And I was like, shit, I can't do this shit by myself. Not when it comes to these three things. No. I said I had to holler at my man Red Supreme. And I know some of y'all probably didn't think I knew about a Red Supreme shit. I've been knowing about Red Supreme since I had started this motherfucker. And we've been talking about linking up shit since sometime beginning of last year, man. And it's just, you know, he busy, I'm busy, you know what I'm saying? He going at these fake ass witchcraft hair-hatted wearing bitches that get mad about black men trying to go their own way and, you know, take the red pill and you know, going overseas and saying no to baby mama terrorists and shit like that. So, you know, he got a hell of a fight. Because this brother right here is one of the black people that do love his community. And the difference between him and all these other fake black pros out here, see, he calls out everything. He don't just call out white supremacy. Because you got a lot of these baby mama terrorists that live in the black community that helps and aid assist white supremacy. See, them the type of brothers that I call pro-black. You know, people like Perfect Blackness, people like Noble, you know, A lot of people like that who call out everything. Even Michi X, she call out everything. She don't just call out the white man because, again, you got a lot of agents in the black community that's supposed to be running this black community that's been set up our community for the last 60, 70 years. So, yeah, we definitely going to cook today. And like I said, this was long overdue. He's my ace. I always talk to him. I always come on his lives. You know what I'm saying? I definitely support what he do. I love what he do. You know what I mean? And he's another brother that, hey, truth is what it is, and people hate him. But, you know, when you tell the truth, you know how that go.
You can't handle the truth.
You know. So, yes. So, definitely need y'all support today. Definitely need that couch seat, that love seat. You know, I've been on the couch all day trying to get shit in order, but we're going to definitely cook today. There's been some interesting shit I've been watching on YouTube today, which is funny as fuck, but it is what it is. So, without further ado, I'm gonna let my ace, my main man, Red Supreme, come in this motherfucking represent. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, Mr. Palmer?
Shit, the world is yours, man. I just been living on the couch. You know what I do for a living.
That's what's up, bro.
Man, none, man. Just, you know, get it in. I'm glad we was finally able to do this, man. Been long overdue. You know what I mean? Shout out to Red Pill Awareness. He always like, man, you gotta get up with Red. You gotta get over Red. I said, yeah, we will, man. Just, you know, our schedule and everything. Shit, you know, we just doing our thing. So I even just text say, hey, man, we live, bro. So because try to link us up, and then even Jap was like, man, yeah, y'all need to link up. Let me call him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Danica Marie, Dope Discussions for the $30 donations. This the only sister that I definitely fuck with in this space. She did a good interview with Tasha K, and I was looking at the comments. Yeah, a lot of them sideline hating baby mama Ted come out. Yeah, got a lot of men on her platform. Because how she say she support women and got a lot of men on platform? What you mean? Because a lot of these women ain't women. The ones who do support her, they women, they queens. But the rest of them is having to be guys. That don't mean she don't support no women. She's a woman. What the fuck? Shout out
they
to
don't know what they're talking about, man. Hey, bro, they don't know what they're talking about. Think about it. If you listen to what she's talking about,
yeah,
most females are not going to gravitate to that based on the fact that they've been indoctrinated with feminism and all that.
Exactly.
She's here. If more females listen, then more females will come. But with a message like that, it's going to start with a small female audience. You already know.
And look, the nigga been on my show. Hopefully one day she's definitely doing the Lord's work. And the thing about it, like I said, she held her ground. Shout out to Tasha K for even putting on there. But them, you know, them niggas in her that flock with her, man, ain't no but baby mama Ted's feminists anyway. And even the nigga like that's what I'm saying, man. How you gonna say that's how dumb these motherfuckers, these are the most educated, dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. They said she's not for women because you got more men on her platform. No, it's because you motherfuckers don't want to hear what she's talking about. And yes, she do support women. She just don't support the baby mama Ted's piece of shit type of. Well, they ain't women to me. They females and girls.
Yeah, but see, common sense to tell you, like most women gonna run from the stuff she talks about. So of course it's gonna start with more men because it's rooted in truth. When you listen to what she talks about, like I think who heard it, my homeboy, he was like, she sound like she had a father because the stuff that she's saying, she has a great understanding for men. So in order for her to say that, you can tell that she was raised around a man because females that wasn't raised around no man, they ain't gonna talk like that.
You already know they're gonna say you don't need no man. It all by your damn self. You know, me and my mom are best friends. You know, it's his fault and all, and y'all some dusties and your mama black and everything else. You can't make this shit up. Yeah, shout out to Danica, man. Shit, I had a comment like salute to you, Queen. Shit, fuck what you talking about. But while you here, brother, I know they know who you are, but just in case you got somebody that's new and don't know no better, let them know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Come all about yourself, brother.
Well, as you know, I'm Red Supreme, from Los Angeles, California, the West Side to be exact. Before I came to YouTube, I was doing music. I was, performing at clubs, writing music and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But then I got to the point to where I was like, you know what? Every time I would go out to these musical events in these places, bullshit was happening. So it got to the point to where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a podcast and just start writing music for rappers. So as of lately, you know, I created my podcast. You know, when I first came to YouTube, I had a regular job. I was still doing warehouse, right? But I was rapping and doing warehouse. I had a construction gig. So I was still kind of back and forth from the music through my job. But then I decided to start a YouTube channel, and I didn't want to be a rapper no more. I said, you know what? I'll write the songs and just be a writer and start my podcast. So that's kind of what I do now. So when y'all hear me mixing the words and rhyming, that comes from my rap, you know, my rap background, man.
Yeah, I see you did music too, because I do music too. I did, but I do now more hobbies and shit like that. But nah, yeah, shout out to you, man. I told you, like I told you behind the scenes, I did not know you was from California. When I was talking about feel awareness, you know, here in Maryland, so I'm thinking you from the East Coast. So I'm like, yeah, my man, you sound like you from the East Coast. You talking about you from fucking Cali. God damn.
Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's my dog, RPA. That's my dog, man.
Yeah, man. Question. So, what part of California you born and raised in?
Los Angeles,
LA. So
yeah, the West Side, Europe.
Man, that's what's up. So you come from a two-parent household or a single mother?
Yeah, I come from a see, what people don't know is, see, my parents, they're originally from Birmingham, Alabama. You know, my whole family is from the South, but my dad was military.
Okay.
You know, my pops was military, my uncle was military. So, you know, that's how I ended up in California, you know, my dad being military and stuff like that. But originally that's where we come from. But I was raised in California though. But yeah, man, you know, like when I bring to the, you know, the manosphere, things like that, you know, my mom had her daycare popping. My dad, when he left the military, he was working post office. So both of my parents had jobs. I don't know what it's like to be around unproductive people in a household.
Right.
Then I had my brother, I had an older brother and an uncle. So I was raised around men.
Okay. So I take it a lot of stuff that you speak on is due to your experience of living in a two-parent household, even just having your father in the picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you know, a lot of people, you know, come out and tell you that you don't need no man, you don't need no father. I could raise my son on my own. Fuck him, and I don't need him. Child support. What's your take on that, brother?
Well, people that say that are ignorant, and they're going to be the ones that make this. You know, the cycles. It's going to continue if people have a mindset like that. Let me tell you something. Like, I was kind of like, if you see Boys in the Hood, how Trey had his father, right?
Yeah.
See, I was that kid that grew up in the hood on the block, but you know what would stop me from going overboard? I would hear my pops and a lot of lessons that he taught me about this and that. If it wasn't for me having that father, even when my pops wasn't around, I would hear his voice, and that alone kept me out of a lot of bullshit. Let me give you an example of that. Remember Trey was in the car when they was going to go put in some work at the end?
Yeah.
He thought about what his pops taught him, and that's what made him get out of the car. Now, if he didn't have a father, he would have been all in with it. So his father, just by having that father and that voice, kept him from doing some shit he'll regret later. Say that.
Right. You know, I come from a two-parent household, and a lot of stuff that my dad was, man, I tell you, my dad was stricter than my mom, and I didn't understand. I hated that shit. But I really understood exactly what he meant, and I was trying to do that with my kids. But you know, you got a lot of these baby mama tears. They so independent, and they got this feminist ideology that they think that without the father, they can, you know, they can raise them to be whatever they think they're gonna make them be. But actually, what you're doing, you set them up a face, especially y'all boys.
Yeah,
you know?
You need that, man. You know, especially like you said, man. Especially our boys, like they're here to incarcerate young black men, and then you see what's going on with entertainment. It promotes the violence. It promotes violence and death of young black men for record sales. And in order to get popping, they feel like they have to promote this image. So it's a circle. It's a cycle of death and violence, man. So yeah, most definitely, man, we got to be the voices to keep a lot of these young brothers out of these bad situations, because now they got YouTube. Think about it. When we was 19, 20, we couldn't just log on to YouTube and get some game. So a lot of you youngsters now, take heed to the information that we've given you. We've lived this. He's from Chicago. I'm from LA. Yeah. We know what it is. We lived all this stuff we're telling you. You know how some of these guys just be, well, the empirical data says, oh, that's cool, my nigga. But we're speaking from experience, bro.
100%, man. So when you was in LA, of course, you was in the hood. Now I'm sure you ain't no saint. I ain't no saint either. So
Right.
yeah, you know, you Chicago, LA, you ain't no saint. I mean, you
Yeah.
might didn't get out there doing the boys in the hood, but you ain't no saint. And I tell people that I'm not a saint because I ain't got no criminal record. But what I want to ask you, what did you see coming up in the hood, you know, as a child coming up, living in LA?
Man, let me tell you what I seen, you know, being an 80s baby, you know, being raised in the 80s, man, you know, I had people in my family that battled alcohol addiction, crack addiction. You know, even my father was like kind of like, you know, during the 80s, everybody was partying. Even he was kind of, you know, bad on alcohol. He was losing his job and shit like that. But my mom, even when he would lose his job, my mom had hers. So they was able to kind of keep things together. So what I've seen was, I grew up in the hood. I seen people getting shot outside, but I also seen, by me having two parents in a house and a family, even though I seen dysfunction outside, I seen what it was like for a man and a woman to be on one accord, to be able to eventually move out of the hood and do things, you know what I mean, for the benefit of their children, right? So I've seen that, but if you never seen that foundation, you're not going to understand the importance of of having a father. Society has told Black women a job can replace the role of a man, and that's why you have so many young Black boys out here fucked up.
You ain't never lied. I think that's the worst thing they put out there. But I blame society and I blame these baby mama terrorists as well. So yeah, even in my two-parent household wasn't perfect, you know what I'm saying? But it was good to have both parents in your life.
Yeah.
So what's your take on what it is? Like, okay, use the 80s, babe. I was born in 79, so you can kind of say 80s because I was right there on the tail end.
Yeah, you like 79, you pretty much 80, baby.
I'm basically 80, baby. So I want to say. So my thing is, what do you see now versus what you saw back then? You know, living in the two-parent household, what you seeing now in this generation, 2021, because this just started 2022.
Yeah.
What you see that's similar or different? What you see?
What I see now, like as far as like, well, now it's like everybody's just free to do whatever they want to do. You know, it's like, you know, you can even see it in your families. Your family gatherings ain't what it used to be back in the day. You know what I mean? So you're seeing less structure. You're seeing more people just doing their own thing. So it's like, what I've seen then was like more togetherness, even if people could still like come together and do certain things. Now everybody's just independent. I don't even know why we keep talking about Black community when everybody has their own ideas. You know?
Yep. And speaking of that, what's your take on the Black community as of today? Do you think is any hope for the Black community? What's your thought on that? To me, ain't no motherfucking hope, but I understand.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. We can't even call it a community because a community must have unity to even start. What I call it, Mr. Palmer, is a bunch of people just occupying space. It's not a community.
Hey man, let old school speak that one. What do you always say, fam?
Truth is what it is.
That's why I call it the community. But yeah, I was wondering that because you are pro-Black and you definitely talk about Black unity. You talk about definitely Black men. You talk about women bettering themselves and not to be like this. And our men too for masculinity. Please don't be like this. So what is your thoughts as far as well, let me ask you this. Let me go back and ask you this. You said you don't look at it as a community, which I don't either. Now, I know somebody asked that. Well, how can you say you pro-Black and you say that you don't see this as a black community? I want you to elaborate on that.
Well, see, we all have hopes and dreams, but then there's a thing called reality, right? We hope that all of us that cared about our people, we would hope to have a community where you would have businesses, schools that actually teach our children real education, a place where we ain't got to worry about Black men murdering Black men over the goofiest stuff like going on you see in Chicago and LA. You know, we all want a community like that, but right now, when you look at the current conditions, it's wishful thinking, brother. I'm just keeping it real. We would want that, we hope for that, but when you look at the amount of dysfunction, the destruction, and corruption, it is wishful thinking, my brother.
Let me ask you this. I'm glad because see that's the thing with me, y'all. I can't say I got to tell her how it is. I can't tell you how it might be. That's the worst. That's why our society's fucked up now. So by you saying that, do you have issues or have you had other, I call them black pros, they fake, but so-called pro-blacks come at you and try to make you like to be the bad guy because you like, from what you see ain't what I see, what you been in, what I've been in, that try to shame you for speaking out with the truth? Do you have that, or have you had that issue since you've been on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, see, they don't like the way that I critique black women, right? And they'll say, well, that's bashing. And my thing is this.
They don't know what bashing is.
If you're going to say that, you had 30, 40 years to show the better way, and you failed to show the better way. Now, I can see it. It was like, hey, my brother, that don't work with black women. That maybe if you tried this and they showed examples of that shit working, it would make more sense. But you can't tell me my approach isn't effective when I don't have children. I ain't on child support with kids I got to pay. I ain't got none of that.
Right.
So I would say it is safe to say my way is working. You don't like the way that I critique black women. You want me to do it your way, but your way has not proven to be effective. Matter of fact, your way has proven to be, we already know the answer, it don't work. So, right. And my thing is this, Mr. Palmer, if you're going to try to tell younger brothers, hey, man, you shouldn't do that, you need to show them a better way that's effective, if you're going to say that.
Right. Well, that's no different these bull ass pimp niggas, simp niggas that they'll tell you don't fuck around with these type of women, but then you pay for these same motherfuckers. So I mean, you can't make that shit up. And that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's that fraud shit. But my thing is, now you do be getting in on black women, well, women as a whole, but definitely black women. What is your reason for that, brother? I want to know. Because you come from a 2-parent household, you was around, your mama black. So I want to know, because they quick to tell you that your mama black. So what made you have this stance on the way you do with black women? Okay,
but that's a good question. I'm glad you asked.
Oh, well, I got to ask.
Well, this is exactly what it is. Like, if I'm raised, like if my mother, you know what I mean, did what she did her best to raise me, and I would say she did a good job, right? I've seen my mother make sacrifices, right? So, but when I go outside, I'm meeting women who come from single mothers. So when my parents ask me, how come I'm not married? I have to tell them, keep in mind, you do realize it was only 3 kids on my block that had their parents, both of their parents. So when I go outside, I'm not meeting women that I'm compatible with. I'm not meeting females that come from two-parent households with structure. I'm meeting dysfunctional females. So when it comes to guys like me or you who actually had that, when you meet black women, it's gonna be like I gotta speak on it, man, because what I seen the opposite in my household. But when I go outside to date black women, I'm not meeting women that come from similar households as me. So that's what made me speak on it. I said, this is the problem. And look at this, Mr. Palmer. All of my homeboys that had fathers are doing pretty good. All of us got our own homes in our name, vehicles in our name. All my homies that didn't have fathers, the majority of them niggas in prison and dead. And I'm not just saying this just to say it. It's the facts. I'm one of me, my homeboy D, my homeboy Jay. It was only a few of us that had fathers, and the brothers that had their fathers turned out way better. So I know I'm not just speaking from stats.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, I talk stats, but I mean, it ain't just stats. You got documentaries, you got 101s. Yeah. Nika came on the show and she said the importance of having a father. So, and this is a woman, and you could tell from her demeanor on why she speak the way she speak. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you're right about that. So that's what I mean. Why do you
see it, Mr. Palmer? This is what I say. We see it. I see the destruction that not having a father causes. So that's why I speak on these black women preaching against fathers being in a home. So that's what made me decide to speak out on it, because I witnessed firsthand how that mentality destroys the black community.
It's already destroyed. But I get exactly what you're saying. But man, your mama black though.
How could you say that? Your mama black? Well, hey, my mama. But this is what I say to him, Mr. Palmer. My mother raised me in a household with my father. So you can't compare my mother to them.
And that's what I tell people. My mama was terrorist. My mama was not a baby mama terrorist.
When my dad wanted to check me, my mama didn't stop me. My pops would put me in the car and say, hold on, we're gonna talk. So nah, My mama raised me in a household with my father, so you can't compare yourself to my mother because most of y'all women didn't raise your kid in a house with their father.
I mean, that's I had to ask you this because I mean, like I say, because you got too many, and yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah, computer geek said it, and I used to tell a lot of these females that your mom. I said my daddy was black too. Why you don't never mention my daddy? Everybody ain't got no father and didn't see their father or went around their father or didn't live with their father. I'm like, damn, can y'all talk about my daddy sometimes, please? Quit mentioning it's getting old. Talk about my daddy. See, but they can't because they don't know how it is to have a father in their life. You know what I mean?
And they automatically assume that you don't because they didn't, and that's horrible to assume.
Right.
Like, your mama. Hold on, my daddy was there. It was a man there to give me my life lessons and teaching.
Hey, you see what the fuck child had? They already assume broke, lonely, and sleep on the couch, and I don't do all that though. So let me ask you this. So you got any solutions when it comes to I guess getting this unity back? I don't see it. But do you have any type of maybe a solution, a suggestion, blueprint? You know, I want to know because you definitely for the black community, and I definitely respect you for it. I ain't going. I'm just
I got a suggestion though, Mr. Palmer, and what I'll say is this: you got to start small, right?
Yes, sir.
All you can do is gather a small group of like-minded individuals, and you just got to keep preaching it and growing from there. Because think about it, I like to use this analogy right here. Some of these street gangs that got thousands of members only started with 5 people in the neighborhood. So think about it. If we can come together to start organizations, like they say, street gangs are considered to be negative. But if you take that same mentality with a few like-minded individuals, and everybody got to be invested, everybody got to be thorough. If we keep showing love amongst each other, that community will multiply because more people from the outside will see that unity and they're going to want to be a part of it. So they're going to do things to prove to us that they should be a part of this movement. But hey, bro, you ain't going to start out big. You might start out with 5 people, but that turned into 10, that turned into 20. Now you got 100 people repping this movement. It all starts with a small group of like-minded individuals.
I'm glad you said that because ain't that what I tell y'all often? I said this platform is slowly growing. It's gonna grow. I'd rather have 100 killers than 1,000 soldiers. So that's why I say it's a start, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to start small. It ain't always gonna go gigantic as soon as you come out with something. Man. Shout out to you for that one. Shout out to Michael Ross for the $10 donation. He said, "Peace, brothers. Keep talking about real manhood." Yeah, shout out to you. I ain't never gonna stop that. Shout out to XL Pro for the $5 cash app. He said 2 of my real ones dropping truth. Truth is. Also want to give a shout out to More Money for the $5 cash app. Salute to you, my brother. Want to give a shout out to Stacks with the Facts for the $3 donation for being a real one. Strong Love 100. Shout out to you, my brother. Cash app. Got my man Stiliano all the way from Philly. He definitely represent that Philly boy. He remind me over and over. He from Philly. He up in that cold too with me. Shout out to Philly for the $5 donation. Said Philly in here. 2 of my favorite bros. 100 Couch Gang. Shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, most definitely, man. So you be. I gotta talk about. Hold on. Shout out to MPI for the $5 donation. He said, "Say 1 BMT at a time. No BMTs left behind." I gotta ask you this. The last few videos I've been laughing at, you've been talking about the divestors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's your take on the divestors, man? And for those who don't know who the divestor is, the ones who listen to that rhetoric is like, don't fuck with black men, have abortion with your black boy baby, and deal with a white man, you'll be better off because they're the alpha males, they get Kang, they don't have them problems in family court and all that. Even though I proved that shit a long time ago. That's why I tried to. But I want to know what's your take when you talk about on these divestors? Let them know what why you be going at their head? You be going at their head like the fucking eagle coming out the motherfucking mountains.
Yeah, you know why? They're the worst, man. We think these 304s, at least these 304s is they just want to be hoes and have their way. But the divestors, they're promoting propaganda. Like they're making videos telling everybody black men are the biggest sex predators. Black men are the most known to abuse your children. They're just spreading a whole bunch of propaganda on black men. So I said, when I heard that, I said, oh nah, bro, I gotta speak out on this, man, because they're trying their best to destroy us and ruin our reputation. I've seen several live streams made where they said black men are the face of sex predators. I said, wow. So they're just over the top, man. I think they're worse than white supremacists, if you ask me.
I agree with you fully. Who needs the Klan when you got the Al Keishas, and Al sitting there trying to set you up a failure, using white supremacists and white supremacy to set you up for failure. So yeah, you ain't never lied. And you know what? Funny you say that. I saw you did that video on the black girl who was with the older white dude, and they was she was like she tried to deal with black men, but they had some shit, and the coming she was OD smoking shit and sniffing shit and popping shit, and they trying to get the white man to be they try to get him charged him with some type of murder, but the police told him that he seemed like a nice guy. We don't need to interview him.
Right. That didn't even charge. Hey, man, didn't even charge him, man. You know,
interview on him.
Right. So, hey, told him to go home and get some rest. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. And y'all guys, you already know when they talking about we're the most abusive. We already seen that. That's why I posted on numerous times about who was the most abusive and the most neglectful and caused the most fatalities amongst our kids. So that's a lie. And black men don't want to be fathers. Black men are the most involved. So they don't want to talk that, but they'll talk it anyway. But that's funny. But yeah, you should be going in when it comes to that shit. Swirling going wrong. So but yeah, man. So I want to give a shout out to C Square for the $5 cash app. Shout out to you, my brother. And also got Mr. Goodbread, man. Shout out to Mr. Goodbread from the NYC for the $4.99. He said we had to slap the Chads and Tyrones at the top, standing on us real ones' shoulder. Nothing has changed with them in position. Not at all, fam. Not at all. Shout out to MPI one more again for the $5 donation. She said, I'm applying for my EIN, $297 investment. Oh, well, there goes my baby mama Ted's tricky money. Shout out to you, my brother. Yep, EIN. So, but yeah, bro. So, so what's your take on what's your take on these dudes that's coming out with these false narrative, telling you, hey, don't deal with these type of women, which is justified, but then turn around and want a cake for them at the same time. What's your take on that, brother?
You know what that is? That's like, even in this space, you hear all this Pookie and Ray Ray educated lame talk, right? But it's not coming from the so-called Pookies and Ray Rays, right? See, the Pookie and Ray Ray, Pookies and Ray Rays are not complaining about educated lames, right? But I tell everybody this all the time. Having an education don't make you lame. I want to get that straight.
Not at all. You'll be a sucker to believe that.
I wanted to set that straight because I heard guys saying, well, people saying they're calling us lame because we got an education. No, they're calling you lame because you're lame, not because you got an education. But see,
go ahead,
hey, look, but educated lames are you're just calling me lame because I got an education. No, we're calling you lame because you lame, brother. You just happen to have an education.
And brother, that's what I say about these sympathy forces. You could be a sympathy force with money. You could be a blue pill dude with money. You could be a high value sucker. That's why I say, man, it ain't about you having money, being a hater. You a bitch because you a bitch. That's all to it. But a lot of these dudes act like these baby mama tits I speak on. They twist the narrative and say you just jealous because I got money. You mad because I'm top tier and I'm the top percent in money, bruh. You're a goofy because you're a goofy, not because you got money. You just have to be a goofy with money. Exactly. You know, I don't get it. Like I tell you, I'm a high value deadbeat.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Palmer, and hey, bro, I bring balance to this shit. I said, being from the street don't mean you have game. There's a lot of niggas. There's a lot of street niggas that's lame.
Right.
How many lame street? Listen, lame is lame. You can be a street cat that's lame because we know a whole lot of them.
Right.
We know a lot of guys. If you lame, you lame. Don't matter if you got an education or if you in the streets, man. And you and when they say that, even with the Kevin, oh well, they're just cookies and ray rays. They're just mad because they don't have that level of. That's a deflection, man. That's what black women do. Now you see, you're accusing guys in this space of doing. You're saying that they're hating because they're telling the truth, and I'm tired of black men misusing that word hate. Like constructive criticism is not hate. You know the difference between hate and somebody just pointing something out that maybe could have been better. My thing is this: we can't criticize black women for deflecting when we're trying to hold them accountable, but when we're trying to hold somebody that you view to be a hero accountable, you deflect by saying you're just jealous because they have more money or they appear to be more successful. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't ride the go along, get along train. That's why that's why I say I ain't part of Black Manosphere. I ain't got time for that goof ass shit. But you know, the thing about it is, like I said, I just realized people go along with the bullshit. They go along with because of the more money, the look, and everything else. That's why I tell you when they talk about pick-me's, the real definition I've created, but the real definition of a pick-me is one who pick and choose who's right, who's wrong, who's real, who's not, based off who they like and don't like. So that, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I pick me because they take up for black men who's telling the truth. That's not a pick me.
Right. And my thing is this, Mr. Palmer, every woman want to get picked. By definition, if we want to be technical, every woman's a pick me. When a female gets her weave done and put on that dress, who's she trying to get attention from?
Men.
A man. Which and on top of that, you want to get picked by the successful man that you're attracted to, which means you want to get picked. You're a pick me. All women are pick me's. Black, white, Asian, don't matter. All of y'all do shit to get attention from men so that you can get picked by that successful man, high value man that you want. Come on, man. This is silly.
You sound like you from Cottage Grove too, man. You been in Chicago before?
No, I ain't been to Chicago, nah.
You sound like you from Cottage Grove like me. Shout out to Mr. Goodbread for the $4.99. He said being unemotional intelligent makes you lame. L over IQ. Salute to two of the realest dudes in this space. Shout out to you, my brother. I got this little clip. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's like 36 minutes, but we ain't gonna play the whole thing. We're gonna play this part. Of some of y'all already seen this because people talked about it. I had posted on my old Fuck Child Support page on Instagram, and we're gonna talk about these women who chose, well, who say, I don't want to get married, don't need no man, and have babies. They choose single motherism. And I want to say this interview was in 1985 or 1986. And a lot of people think that this shit's been going on, the last couple of years? This shit been going on for a long time. And it's steady declining and it's steady rising when it comes to single motherism. Now, I'm going to let y'all know, this doesn't mean that you should just get married. What I mean by get married is, you know, you go to the county and get that paper. Hey, hell no. Nah. But you could do a spiritual marriage. You could do a contract and do it that way. You don't have to go to the county. Don't do the sucker shit I did. You know what I mean? Because that just give them the opportunity to get your ass with alimony and child support and everything else. So, but when I say marriage, I mean a spiritual marriage. So I ain't here to tell nobody, oh, get married. But at least be around and don't have it where this baby mama Tess can go back to white supremacy, etc. with failure. So I want you to check this out. And this is fair use, y'all. Fair use because, you know, people try to make excuses that, you know, you still in their shit, but it's open to the public and it's fair use. So let's check this out. And before we start this, I'm gonna let Clifford Burns speak his piece. You know who Clifford Burns is, do you?
I heard of him, man. I heard of him before.
Yeah, he was talking to his shoes and he X'd out his ex-wife on Christmas Eve because she was trying to take him to court for being late for 2 months. So we're gonna let Clifford Burns, you know, since they say white men don't have these problems, white men don't do these things, and white men are alpha. So we're gonna let him speak his piece before we watch the program.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Christmas Even they're calling my lawyer for 2 payments, telling him there's a warrant going out for his arrest. Where's he live? I got a fucking apartment in the post office box because I don't want people bothering me anymore.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. 1.
And you know what, brother? Anytime you want to pause it, anytime you want to speak your piece, because that's what I do. We definitely gonna dissect this shit. Only one person said they were married their children's fathers. Everybody else said, nah, they not married. But yet you have kids with the motherfucker. That they have kids with this motherfucker. They will keep the child, but when it comes to marrying them, nah, they won't marry. What's your take on that, brother?
And that's backwards, and it all goes back to this. Black women are ready for single motherhood, but not ready to be women or wives, and that is backwards.
Yes. I have to blame some of us men as well, just like because I did it backwards. So I have to put myself accountable for that as well. But when I did that fuck up, I knew I wasn't gonna fuck up the second time marrying the motherfucker. So I was like, shit, I can't fuck up twice. Shit. Yeah, backwards. Shout out to Perfect Blackness for the $10 donation. He said, my solution, a critical mass of black men need to start replacing black American women with black women of other cultures who are trained to be mothers and wives so the black community can be repaired. Shout out to you, my brother. They also, they need to die out. They need to die out. That's another thing. They need to die out. Shout out to my brother. Let's continue.
The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments. I wouldn't want no man who.
Now she just said that she don't basically want the commitments. She's saying she got a child to look after, and she also said that, you know, having a family is basically a hard job. What's your take on that, brother?
As if this is how you know that's backwards thinking.
Yeah.
If you had a family, you wouldn't struggle so hard. Being a single mother is actually more difficult because everything falls on you. Oh, but when you have the government giving you things to make it a whole lot easier, it makes it easier for you to disrespect a black man and say you don't need them. So we get where the mentality comes from.
Our society, our media, our politicians, even these no good ass celebrities have taught us in our black community and outside the community that single motherism is great. Single motherism is a mechanism to play victim. Don't rob me, I'm a single mother. Don't I had a post on Instagram. Bitch posted when that riot went on in Kenosha, Wisconsin, when dude killed other white dudes and black men got black people got offended by a white dude killing other white dudes. You can't make this shit up. But a white woman posted, please don't destroy this. Business is my only business. I'm a single mother. You can't make this shit up. Make this shit up, man. But
hey, you know what, Mr. Palmer? Black women use I'm a single mother as a badge of honor and as a victimhood card at the same time.
Why is that though, brother? Why you think that is? What's your thought?
Man, you know what? But it was perpetuated in music. You remember when Tupac said, so I'm a single mother's on welfare, keep your head up, do you feel me? So when you say stuff, like that, and he came out with a song and he told the single mother, only God can. Do you know how many black women start saying only God can judge me after Tupac put out that song?
Yes.
So they start to say like I can do whatever I want. But when you decide to criticize me, oh nigga, only God can judge me while judging others.
I'm glad you said about Tupac because I will be doing a video on him. I believe Friday. Did y'all know Tupac's father did not die?
Nah, I didn't know that.
His mother alienated his biological father for being in the picture, and she told him his father was the one that died. Actuality,
wow.
his father was around, and he was around, and he tried to be in his life. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one out, bro. I didn't know that because you remember Pop said he said my father passed away and I didn't cry because my anger wouldn't let me feel for a stranger. Yeah, he thought he was dead.
His mother told him he was dead, and he did not find out who his father was until he got shot 5 times. He was in New York, and his father came to see him. His father met Biggie in the hospital. I'm gonna let y'all. We're gonna talk about that, and that's why I say these dudes do not want to hold these mothers accountable, and they will simp for them, even though they know they screwed their life up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, even he, the great Tupac, was alienated from his biological father. And what he say in the song? Even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. Well, let's continue. Yeah, that's Friday.
Down because a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments. I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
See, this shit has been taught a long time ago, y'all. This ain't just happening in the 90s. This ain't just happening in the 2000s. This been going on for a long time. I was raised without my father. I'm cool. I'm good. We don't need no father. Fuck him. You see what I'm saying? And they don't realize when you like a mother or a father that you like a lot, especially when it comes to fathers and the boys. You like a lot of things. And even though, like I said, the stats and even individuals could tell you that, y'all was raised by my mom, she did the best she could, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm doing good, but if I had my father, I'll be doing better. I'll be doing great. I'll be less emotional, so on. What's your take on that, brother?
Yeah, and that's true, man. But they have pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? They destroyed the role of a father in America, especially in the black community. They make it seem like the role of a black father is not important. All a black woman needs is a job, and she can take care of her children and care for those children. Now, when you're programmed like this, you're going to spread that to your children, because keep in mind, we're raising females. Let me correct that. We're dealing with females that want to be married, right? But none of them was conditioned to respect a man or how to cater to a man. All their mothers taught them was get a man that's gonna do for you. The same way that they're gonna have a baby and the government gonna do for them, get a man that's gonna do for them. So it's like it's my brother. It's like like when you ask me, well, how could I say that? Listen, the black women in my family, even my sisters, were married. They're married. My auntie, they're married. So when I talk about black women, y'all can't say your mama, your sister, my sister, they're not like that. Now, of course, let me say this though. I criticize black women because I know they can do better. But and this is, I gotta blame the men too. They don't do better because us men reward them. Like, for instance, a female can be bad. She can let's just say she can put me on child support. But if she look bad enough, the next nigga gonna take her. So what's stopping her from doing that again if she can still go out and get another man? And that's our fault as men.
Right. And you know what? The unfortunate part is when you realize, like, why did this dude do some shit like that? Like these black pros and these civic forces and everything, you come to realize that they was raised by a baby mama Ted. They didn't have no father in their life. So all they know is what their mama taught them and what they seen with their mama. And they think that my mom was a piece of shit, but she was a god to me. So I'm gonna get the same one that I was raised by. And they think it's cool. They will go against you. They will set you affair. They'll call you a deadbeat because she says so. And even if he see it for what it is, it don't matter because she says so. And then when one of them snap out and do the Rajay Black, and then motherfuckers want to sit back and play victim and holler, woe is me, and what the fuck, but you 100% right. I want to give a shout out to Perfect Blackness for the $5 donation. She said, and that video speaks volumes about Black American women and why they need to be avoided and replaced. The community cannot be rebuilt for them. That's why I call it the community. Shout out to you, my brother. No, it can't be replaced. It had to be demolished and start over again. Let's continue.
I ain't thinking about holding up for no sex, my man. You know, if a girl, you know, she get having a baby, carrying a baby, hey, that's on her. You know, I'm not gonna stop my pleasures because of another woman.
What about birth control? What about condom?
Girls don't like them things. They don't like them things. They'll tell you to take them things off. They figure that you saying that they filthy or they dirty or something.
What's your take about what he said? Because this is one of the guys who fits the 17% or 15% of the dudes that's have a bunch of kids in the neighborhood and don't do shit. He basically pump and dump and gone about his business to the next woman. What's your take on what he just said?
He's going off. See, now that all goes back to masculinity and manhood. You're telling us you're not going to do the right thing because of how women feel. See, you can tell he didn't have a father, because if he had a father, his father would have told him, no, you do what's best for you. Forget how the woman feels. You're going to wear a condom. You're going to protect yourself. You're going to do what's best for you at all costs. How the woman feel. That was feminine as hell for him to say that, but he don't realize it.
I'm glad you said that, because we ain't gonna watch the whole video, but I'm gonna do it another time where y'all could definitely check it out. This dude got 6 kids and he don't have a job. On this video, he didn't have a job. He was robbing people and doing something with drugs. I don't know if he was selling or what. And he basically came out and said it. He said they keep the baby, that's on them. If that's on, he did say they have the choice. Yeah, 4 baby mamas. He said they have a choice to keep their child. And if they keep that child, that's on them.
Well, you know what? I can't be mad at him. But see, now I will say this. Now, if a man tells you, I don't want to be a father, you have it, then it should be on you. But at the same time, we got to protect ourselves and wrap it up. We don't want to put the decision in the female's hand. You know what I mean? Yep. It's like, you know what, Mr. Palmer? We preach game over here. It's all about prevention with us, brother.
Right. 100%, man. Well, let's finish here. And I guess they'll consider him as a pookie. You know, he don't have no money, so he pookie. But if he had like $1 million and shit like that and was rapping, then he won't be a pookie. He'll be
right. Money just changes everything. But you know what, Mr. Palmer? This is the hypocrisy before we move on. I've also heard these same people say, well, entertainers and athletes don't count. They're still pookies and ray-rays. They're not businessmen.
Oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now they talking about, oh, I'm doing a video. Okay.
Been a startling change in values. 25 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers.
I want y'all to hear that again, y'all, because this was done in 85, 86. 25 years ago, that was 1960, 1961, maybe 1962. Black people was the backbone of family. And only 1 out of every 4 didn't have no father. But everybody else was raised in a 2-parent household. This been going on. That's what I'm telling y'all. The black people that had them problems when it come to child support. The white man is the reason why they made child support. It was to look out for the married white woman. Welfare, yeah, 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 is the ones who came from 2-parent household. The 1 out of the 4 was the one who was raised under single motherism. But when it comes to child support, when it comes to welfare, it wasn't to help the Black woman. It wasn't there to help Black people. We as Black people was able to piggyback off the shit. Everything they do, we piggyback. We lay in the game. Even when you talk about the MGTOW and all this shit, white man started that shit. The Father's Rights Movement, they started that shit. We piggybacked off the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Welfare was for the white married woman. And Red Supreme back then, it started in 1935. Back then, a single mother couldn't get no child support. They could not get, if you got a child out of wedlock, no child support. You had to be married.
So it was only for married women, huh?
Yes, back then. And
you know what, bro? I'm writing that down, Mr. Palmer. I did not know that.
Write that down.
Yeah, I'm writing that down right now. I didn't know that.
Yes. Back then, when child support was created, it was to help the married white woman. And if you weren't married, you couldn't get child support. You had to go find a job at Walmart. Well, it wasn't a Walmart back then, but you have to say, yeah, you're going on OnlyFans or something. I don't know, but you weren't getting it. You was not.
And you know what? And that made people more responsible, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, hey, see, back then wasn't no such thing. I'm gonna have a baby and just say to hell with that nigga and get welfare. Nope. You have a baby out of wedlock, you get nothing.
See, a lot of people don't know that. That's why I did my due diligence to find out the history and everything for it. Welfare and child support with it helped the white woman, not us. You know, again, we start piggybacking off of it and shit like that. So, but like I said again, back then, you was a single mother, you didn't get no child support. Down the line, I think they changed it in 55 or they changed it later on in the 80s. I forgot. But they saw it as a lucrative business. That's why any man can get on child support. You could live in the same household with the woman. She could put you on child support. And I ain't talking about the one that was getting welfare, because you know welfare gonna come back and try to get whoever's the father. I'm talking about the ones that go there and make a choice to go on, put a man on child support. See, I don't even really talk about the welfare queens, because they ain't shit, but these the ones who make a choice to go there. So when they be talking about, well, the law, they made that law, yeah, but you made that executive decision to go up in that courtroom and put him on child support, even though he was involved. Shout out to Black Trunks for the $1.99. He said, shout out to Red and Mr. Palmer. Keep the veins cold. That's for life. Keep the veins cold for life. So yeah, let's continue. Let's hear that again, though.
The backbone of Black America. 25 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers. The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn. LaDawn said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual.
And to this day, they still say they don't need one. But they ain't getting themselves out of poverty. They ain't getting themselves out of the situation. Then your daughter or son have a kid at 13, 14, 15 years old, and guess who they blame it on? The fucking black man. You can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up, man. She says she don't need no man, though, but let's continue.
Half the Black families today are headed only by a woman. Clorinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help. She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all Black children are born out of wedlock.
Mind you, that was 1985, 86. And he said 60% of them was born out of wedlock. Guess how old that woman, the second one, the dark-skinned girl, guess how old she was when she had that baby? Take a guess.
By like 16?
Oh, no, 15.
Oh.
And she says she could take care of the baby herself. And the father was 16. You can't make this shit up. Was it 14? I thought it was 15. Oh, well, Denise, no. 14. So see, I thought it was 15. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. It's 14. Oh. And she said she could take care of the kid all by her damn self. She was living with her mama, and her mom come from single motherhood, and her grandmama came from single motherhood. This is a generational curse that goes down the line. And she also said she didn't know nothing about protection. She knew about the pills and all that, but she said somebody caused cancer. Let's continue. Let's see what my man Mr. Pump and Dump got to say.
Timothy said his children are not his responsibility. He has left them to be supported by their mothers and welfare. He's not unusual either. For LaDawn and Clorinda and Timothy, and many more like them in cities all over America, the traditional family no longer exists. It has vanished, and something new is taking its place. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the Black population. What becomes of the Black family in a world where the values are being turned upside down?
If the parent is 17 and 18, uneducated, unmotivated, fooling around, wandering around. What's the child gonna learn? Who's to teach him? When you learn something, you was taught by your parents. It was reinforced by school and your neighbors, but it was taught by your parents. Well, if the parents don't know anything, how are they gonna teach the children? So it's not racism that I'm fighting right now. It's the lack of motivation. See, I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. But I think we are destroying ourselves.
And you see why I say I can't focus on white supremacy. Even this lady said it's back in 86, 85 that I can't talk about white supremacy because the shit that's going on is going on in our community with this single motherism. We can't blame white supremacy if somebody make a choice to have kids at a young age and they don't have no parents to teach them and guide them and show them the way. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of you motherfuckers will sit back and say it's white supremacy. Remember that lady that came on here a couple of days ago? What'd she say? She said it was white supremacy. She said it was government daddy. And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's getting old with white supremacy. White supremacy is out there actually behind the scenes just laughing because they don't no longer have to go on the front lines anymore. You got these fake black pro-feminists and these sympathizers that do all the shit for them. Go ahead, Red Spring. What's your thoughts on that? What she just said?
I'll say this, and I'm glad you asked, man. Now we do understand that black women, the mindset does come from the system, and the system saying, "I'll give you this." So we get it. They planted the seed and they enforced it by giving black women these programs. But today in 2022, you are making a conscious decision. We all know what happened with welfare, segregation. We all know what happened with integration. We know that now. That's like if somebody come to your house, knock your trash can over, keep it pushing. They're not going to come back to clean it up. You got to clean it up, even though they're the ones that pushed it over. So we can say that white supremacy started these problems in the black community. That is true, but it's going to take us to fix them. So by now, black women that's having all these babies, it's a self-inflicted wound. It ain't white supremacy by now.
Right. You gonna call blacks white supremacy 70 years later. Shout out to Sam for the $7 donation. Shout out to the fellas in chat. Shout out to you, my brother. You can't make this shit up, man. And that's what I'm saying. If I don't have a job now, 42, 43 years old, and I'm talking about white supremacy is the reason why, come on, man. Y'all gonna believe that shit, it gets old.
Right. You can't, that's an excuse, man. You know what I will say about black people? We gotta, yes, certain things was created by systematic white supremacy. But if you look at most of the stuff that affect us as black people, they are self-inflicted wounds, man.
Yes. Yes, 100%. Don't say that too loud. You're gonna get the victimhood.
How dare you do this to me?
Let's continue. Let's see what she got to say. 14.
This is Newark, New Jersey, one of America's inner cities. Inner city is a polite name for ghetto, as in black ghetto. Those of us who don't live in the ghetto are brought here usually by television and usually only when there are violent pictures to show. But we have to come here if you want to understand those fearsome statistics about the vanishing black family. Now, a lot of white families are in trouble too. Single parent families are twice as common in America today as they were 20 years ago.
And I'm gonna pause there because I don't want y'all to just think that it's just black women. White women are on a higher percentage when it comes to single motherhood. It ain't just black women, but the problem is when it comes to us and the black women, we're at a higher rate. It's only what 16, 17% or 13% of the population, and we at a high rate, 80% single motherism. Yeah, white women, they do the most in single motherism. They choose it definitely because feminism took them to destroy the white man. But our problem is everything that happens with us, we at a higher rate.
Yeah, it affects us. It affects us more because of the percentage. Like, know what they say? Oh, it's more white women. I said, well, let me tell you this: if you put 50 white women in the room and 50 black women in the room, you'll find more black single mothers because percentage-wise, we're higher.
And that's what I'm saying. So yes, you got the 50 black women and the 50 white women. Out of that 50 black women, it's gonna be like 85% of them who are single mothers versus over there might be what 40%.
Mm-hmm.
Or right. Just hypothetically speaking, but that's the higher rate versus them. They're the majority. And you see higher rate than them? That don't make no sense. Let's continue.
But for the majority of white children, family still means a mother and a father. This is not true for most black children. For them, things are getting worse. Today, black teenagers have the highest pregnancy rate in the industrial world. And in the black inner city, practically no teenage mother gets married. That's no racist comment. What's happening goes far beyond race. Why then do so many teenage girls get pregnant and have children? Why do so many fathers abandon their families? The answers begin with the people here. They told us what happens to family when mothers are children, fathers don't count, and the street is the strongest school.
If one had chuck out hip-hop slaves and the we are going to check with you on. Okay. Okay, well.
It is the beginning of another school day in Newark, New Jersey. Another day of class for Clorinda Henderson. She is 17 and had hoped to graduate from high school next year, but that was before the birth of her baby.
I dreamed that having a little baby, you could just cuddle your arm, just hug all the time, kiss on it, smell it, because it's so sweet. I thought it'd be fun until I had it.
The reality's different.
The reality just punched me right in the eye. I had to pinch myself and see if I was here because I was like, this is too much.
Clorinda was only 15 when she got pregnant with her daughter, Shaquana. She is not unusual. Half of all black teenagers become pregnant. Clorinda has never been married. She's still living with her mother at home, where she's raising her baby daughter. Clorinda goes to a special school for dropouts after she takes her daughter to a daycare center. She has 5th grade math skills and reads at a 6th grade level.
When I got pregnant, I said, well, I'm going to have this baby, and she's not going to stand in the way of my education. I'm not going to let no one stand in the way of my education. I ain't going to be like these other girls, just drop out, can't get no job, no money, have to be on welfare.
Ready. Shout out to Minister Jaff for tuning in. He said, it's on now, LOL, cook my niggas. You heard what she said. That yeah, she was 15 when she had the baby. She said when she had the baby, or when she was pregnant, she was not gonna mess up her education. She said she was gonna not let that stop her from going to school. And guess what? She had to drop out and go to, I believe, alternative school. And now she's feeling the heat and struggling.
Mm-hmm.
She's feeling the heat and now struggling off this shit. What's your take on that, brother? Because she came in, talking that, oh no, ain't nothing gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm 15. I'm gonna bust them dope moves, but she ended up getting the Pac-Man. What's your take?
Man, like they say, man, when there's no instructions, there's self-destruction, and that is a prime example, which is pretty much mental corruption passed down from the mother, from the grandmother. The cycle continues. These are generational curses that they're spreading with no problem. And I don't need a man. What makes you think you're going to be any different? You're going to have this baby and depend on your mother who's already struggling. So man,
you ain't never lied. Let's hear the bullshit. Then we get off. I ain't watch the whole thing. I just wanted to get them the shit. We don't need no man and don't need a father. And ain't nothing going to stop me regardless and shit.
On the vocabulary. Bingo. Clorinda learned about birth control in sex education courses, but she still became pregnant. You think it was a mistake?
Well, I'll say no, because I wasn't on any birth control methods. Neither was he. And we were sexually active, and when it happened, it just happened.
When you think back to that day when you learned you were pregnant, what went through your mind?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna tell my mother. And I'm gonna tell my mother she gonna make me get an abortion. I was really scared, I think.
Why didn't you want to get an abortion?
Because I wanted his baby.
What did you like about him?
His legs.
His legs?
I got a thing for bow-legged boys.
Bow-legged boys.
I love them. They got some gorgeous legs. I just don't know.
Darren Lyle is the father of Clorinda's baby.
She just smiling and cheesing and whole legs. That's what I'm saying. That right there already tell you that she wasn't ready to have a child.
Right.
And she looking at that baby as a baby doll. That's why I say a lot of these motherfuckers have kids for the wrong reason. It's not to raise a child, not to prepare them. They don't even make sure they in order before they have a baby. That just go to show how fucked up they are. And she talking about he didn't have control, birth control. She didn't have birth control and all that shit. But y'all still took the risk on having sex.
Right.
And she said she didn't know too much about it. When she did know about it, she heard about the cancer and all that shit. Boy, any excuse to justify why you had a child at 15 years old. And then you wearing lipstick at 15 and shit. Back in the day when I was coming up, you kid wasn't allowed to wear no lipstick, let alone red lipstick. Because that meant you wear red lipstick, you could sit on some hooker shit.
Right. That's how you know she was sexually active at a young age.
Exactly. And I'm sure she was having sex before 14.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, you got pregnant at 14. You've been getting it in 2 years before that.
Right. Boy.
He is 18 and lives in central Newark. He dropped out of high school when he was 16. He has never held a steady job.
I spend most of my time listening to the radio. You know, I don't go to school, I don't work, I don't do nothing. I'm just like this killing time.
Did you want to have a baby?
Not really. It just happened. You know, she just popped up pregnant. And I just.
Were your friends impressed?
Not that, you know, everybody was telling me, you know, that, she looked just like me, and, you know, she is kind of cute, you know, kind of pretty. You know, that was like, make me feel good.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do many of them have babies?
That seems like that's all my baby doing if I ain't making babies.
This music playing motherfucker, he's the baby daddy of the one y'all just heard that was 15. The one, well, she's 17, 9, he's 18. But that's her baby daddy. And he don't work, he don't do shit, but he stay in the street and play his music all the time, run DMC and shit. And he didn't want to have the kid, you know what I mean? But you know, it is what it is. And you know, what's your thoughts on this? This, if y'all now, this supposed to be the Pookies and the Ray, the ones that these black females who could make YouTube say they having kids all over the place and not ready to have kids. That's them 15%, 17% motherfuckers. What they got to do with the rest of us, though? You know what I mean? That's that 80-20 shit that we speak on. What's your take on this brother right here? He ain't no brother, but what you think on this motherfucker right here?
Man, you know what? They take dudes like this and they use him to say that he's the face of black men in America. Like he represents the majority when it's the complete opposite. He represents a small minority of black men. The problem is niggas like that make a whole bunch of kids. So it makes it seem like that black men are just creating a gang. No, listen, a black dude like this, this nigga will create like 5 kids in one community.
Yep.
So black women would take that and say, well, all these kids, that's because black. No, the men that you decide that you chose to deal with. My father taught me better than that. My father told me, hey man, get yourself together financially, man. Strap up. Don't get these bras pregnant because it's only going to lead to what you see out here. So it takes a man with a certain mentality to do this. And no, black women, you live in fantasies. We got to reject your deposit. You cannot use this guy and say he represents black men as a whole. No, you cannot. He is unproductive, and more than likely he was raised by a single mother because there's no way he had a father with a mindset like that.
And yes, he was raised by his mother. And the first dude, I believe, was raised by his mother. He got 6 kids with different girls in the same neighborhood. And they used them to, well, he got 1 kid, but the other dude got 6, and they use him as a face of all black men. You can't make this shit up. Let's see what this nigga got to say.
Making babies.
Have you asked Darren to help you with the baby?
No, because I see he can't even help himself. He can. It's pitiful to say that, but he can't.
He wasn't prepared to be a father?
No. And he still isn't.
as you see, she talks slow as fuck. So you see, she don't have no comprehension. They say she had a fifth grade mindset when it comes to math and reading. But you heard what she said. She said he ain't ready to be a father because he can't even handle his own self.
Hey, you know, you can tell she's not. You can tell everything is not there because her responses is like, it's like, wow, the stuff she's saying is just like saying you sound like a fifth grader. She do.
And the thing about it, bro, she told the truth. But that's what I'm saying about these baby mama tell true single mothers. They have sex with dudes they know ain't worth a damn. They know he's not working. They know he's on the street. They know he's not going to work a 9 to 5. He's not going to go to school. He's not going to do nothing but live in the hood and do dumb shit. But then they still have a kid with this motherfucker. Why do you think that is, bro? You know, like she said, he ain't on shit and all that, but then you keep the baby anyway, and then you want to call him a deadbeat. And I'm like, how? When you knew what the fuck you was doing from the get-go. What's your take on that, man?
Well, you know what? It all goes back to my saying is this, Mr. Palmer. You know, they tell black women, oh, you need to just go out there and get a better man and make better choices. How can she get better when she's not better herself? See, you got to teach black women how to be women so that they can attract productive men. Hey, that nigga that she got with was her equal. They're compatible. Think about it. I mean, it's messed up that you will leave a kid and not take care of it if you created it. But we all know, look at her and him. They're a perfect match. She can't get a man that's worth anything. A man that's about something that's not even going to look her way. So this is what I'm going to say before I pass it back to you. You got to teach black women how to be women so that they deserve quality men. Because I'm sorry, if you a female like this, all you going to get is niggas like that.
100%, man. And you know what? And that's why I look up to these educated dumb motherfuckers. Now, y'all educated, you got your degrees, you make 6 figures, you got a license, you're a professional, and you'll deal with a dude that make less money because you think you could control him and change him to be who you want him to be, but then you find out he ain't that sucker, and then now you want to put him on child support, and then you wonder why you saying, well, that's all you getting, Walmart. And that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I get her. She's a 5th grade level. You got motherfuckers that got this college education that think they so smart and they do the dumbest shit as well. So what do you think about that?
Well, you know what? Man, you know what? Like we said, I had to tell the female I was dealing with. She was educated, had a degree and all this. And I told her, I said, well, shit, baby, you got all that education just to get hood rat results. You know what I mean? I mean, you got all this education. Your mother raised you in the fucking suburbs, but you still had a baby by nothing ass niggas. So what you're telling us is, black women, you guys are getting the same results, even though you claim to be different. Now, what we can say is this with black men, successful, intelligent black men don't get the same results as Pookie. But when it comes to black females, it don't matter if they're ratchets or so-called educated black women, they all have that independent mindset, which gives them the same results.
In other words,
you fucking men come fucking poop.
And that's why I say, you all wanted, that's why I say, my dad told me a long time ago, you see one hoe, you see them all. They all wanted the same. Because these baby motherfuckers, that's why I say they no different from a welfare motherfucker to an educated motherfucker to a professional motherfucker to a high value motherfucker. You all equal feminism and baby mama terrorism. You can't make this shit up. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Palmer, you know what I say? I say different face, different name, but they all the same, baby.
Oh man, let's finish her. Say, you know, I hate to say this, but you know, he ain't worth for shit either.
Are you ready to be a mother?
Well, no. But now that I am, I just have to take it step by step.
You should not tender-headed.
Lorinda relies on welfare to support Shaquana, but it's her mother, Gloria Henderson, who gets the check for the whole family.
Who did that sound like, y'all? Now, the daughter gets the welfare, but the money goes to mama. Mama. Even as a crack fiend, mama. You always was a black queen, mama. So, basically, as far as I'm concerned, the mama, the grandmother is the pimp. Yeah, you can stay here, baby, because that's going to be extra money for government daddy. Yeah, grandma terrorist. That's why she had no problem with her having that baby. She knew it would be more beneficial to her. A lot of these mothers that have daughters raised them to be just like they were because they grandmama was pimping them. So now she's going to be the grandma pimping her. And then, well, it's a son. She had a boy, so he'll be most likely to doing the pumping and dumping. So he won't bring wealth in the house. He'll bring money from the streets. So yeah, grandma pimp. What's your take on that, brother?
Right. This right here is like the cycle repeating itself because she had that baby. She knew, see, this is the thing. She knew she had that baby. She'll have support from her mother, her grandmother, mother, and the government. So it's easy for them to say, I don't need no man because mama helped them. She figured her mama gonna help her and she can get welfare. So that's more reason for them to say, I don't need no man. And the cycle continues.
Right.
Even though it's not a lot, the welfare ain't giving them enough, but they're giving them enough to survive. And that alone makes them feel like, well, I ain't got to listen to no man. I can just do this. And when you black women, you babysit all these kids. If these females didn't have no babysitters and nowhere to go, they wouldn't have these babies because they would know they would need a man before they got into that shit.
And not only that, they don't have to get a job at Walmart. They don't have to because it's enough for them to survive and get food. And if they got Section 8, they ain't got to pay them but $30 in the blender mouth.
Housing and food, bro. Housing, food, and then the grandma gonna babysit the kid when she want to go out and sleep around.
Right, and she can still whole hop. So that's what
she gonna go to the club. Grandma gonna watch them kids, nigga, while she go out and hoe hop.
Right, and hope she get pregnant again with a follow up. Follow up. Yeah, because see, that's more money in the cookie jar. And this is a generational curse. This is going from generation to generation to generation and out. And one of these motherfuckers gonna stop this curse. The cycle continues. So yeah, let's hear it again. Who gets the money? Who gets the benefits?
Now that I'm young, I just have to take it step by step.
You she not tender-headed.
Clorinda relies on welfare to support Shaquana, but it's her mother, Gloria Henderson, who gets the check for the whole family. Gloria, 34, has never been married. She was a teenager when Clorinda was born, just as her own mother, Clorinda's grandmother, had been when Gloria was born.
So she was a teenage parent. She was 15. The mother was a teenage parent, and the grandmother was a teenage parent. And who's been running the black community for the last 50, 60, or 70 years? Who was the leaders of our black community? Who is the pillars of our black community? And this has been going on since the 60s. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm going to say it again. I love repeating myself. When y'all sit back and say, y'all men ain't shit, you don't want to do shit, you don't want to work, you gang banging, you out here selling drugs, you beating women, you got your pants sagging, all that shit. The only response I'm going to tell you after I tell you, I agree with you 100%. But the question I'm going to ask you, who's been raising our boys for the last 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 fucking years? This is why, guys, that you have maybe, my opinion, about 20% of real alpha males or real men out here in the black, community, or black men, period. The rest of these motherfuckers are simple forces because they was raised by a baby mama Terry that chose single motherism. And I'm gonna say this again. This ain't about all single mothers. The majority of these single mothers who are baby mama terrorists, who don't want the father out the picture. I respect any single mother, and I know some that told their children, do not be a single mother like I was. Yeah, I was able to do what needed to get done. I was able to pick myself up and pull myself by my bootstraps, but I don't want you to live this same lifestyle because this was not easy being a single mother. And tell your boys, don't deal with a woman who got a bunch of kids. Don't deal with a woman that don't have the mindset to be submissive and so on. See, that's them. These are the single mothers I respect. Them the ones I will call a mother. But these motherfuckers that say, like you said, hey, hey, well, you pregnant? Okay, cool. We get some link cards. We get Section 8. And, I'm going to watch the baby so you go to the club and get knocked up again. That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't respect shit like this. And people still say that this shit doesn't happen, or they say that was just a couple of years ago. No, this shit been going on for 70 years.
Right. And, this was back in the 80s right here.
You said this was 86.
86. And then you know what's crazy? The same mentality lives on today. If you took the visuals away from this and you just played the audio, it's no different from what black women say today.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like it's the same mentality. So that's how you know they haven't evolved. They haven't evolved, bro.
Yeah. And Alpha,
Not
yeah, you're
initially.
right. One baby, okay, maybe be accident. But another baby, yeah, I agree. And another baby, they all accidents? Yeah, right. Yeah, these baby mama tell you say one plan and shit, but you got 4. Let's continue.
When you were pregnant, did you assume that you could turn to welfare for help after the baby came?
Well, yeah, but I didn't have her just to collect welfare. I had her because I felt that it would have been a part of me. I would have had somebody to live for and also somebody to love and love me back.
Is your daughter the first person you've ever loved?
I really, really love my daughter.
You heard what she said? I thought it was a son. So she had a daughter. So 9 out of 10, she gonna be the same way. Teenage birth and welfare that her mama will get the check. But you heard what she said? She didn't have no love in the household. She said she loved her daughter. She didn't have no love ties with her mother. She didn't say, because he asked her, have you ever loved before? She said no.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she didn't have no love relationship with her mama. Her mom was just there. And she probably with a bunch of niggas doing what she do best, leaving her at home with her grandmama. So, and that's another thing where they don't want to call out. And a lot of black women can admit to this. A lot of their mamas will beat their ass, call them hoes, nappy-headed bitches, and everything else. You just like your nappy-headed ass daddy, treat him like shit because the father wasn't with her no more. He didn't want her no more. And they put the hate and spirit all to the daughter. Now you got motherfuckers on YouTube saying the hate that they have for black men because they father wasn't in the picture. You see what I'm saying? What's your take on that, bro? She said it. She didn't have a love until she had that baby. That's why she had that baby, because she wanted something to love. You can't make this shit up.
You know what? When she said her mother and grandmother, so that's generations of women not being around men. So that builds up hatred. It builds up resentment. So she never thought, like, she never planned on, well, I'm gonna have a baby and have a family. She said, I'm gonna have a baby so I can get an apartment. She was already told that I can get housing, government assistance, and I know my mom and grandma gonna watch the kid. So she already started with a failure mindset. That's a loser mentality to begin with. She ain't never say, oh, I'm gonna do this, raise my kid up. She planned on raising that kid as a single mother from the gate.
Exactly. She didn't need no man. She wanted a sperm donor. Because she ain't got
all she wanted was a sperm donor, right?
She was a sperm donor, but y'all say that no motherfucker choose single motherism. Yeah, okay. Shout out to Antisocial, all the way from the UK. She said, so basically her family didn't love her, so she went looking for it in boys. Yeah, 100%. Don't tell me this shit don't exist, but let's hear that again.
When you were pregnant, did you assume that you could turn to welfare for help after the baby came?
Well, yeah, but I didn't have her just to collect welfare. I had her because I felt that it would have been a part of me. I would have had somebody to live for and also somebody to love and love me back.
Is your daughter the first person you've ever loved?
I really, really love my daughter.
2 months after the birth of their baby, Florinda was pregnant again by Darren. This time she had an abortion. She didn't think she could handle 2 little children while still a teenager herself. Your grandmother was a single woman with a child. Your mother, a single woman with a child. Now you. Why is that happening?
I really didn't plan on getting pregnant, but if I really had somebody to really sit down and talk to, like really express my feelings to them, I don't think none of this would have happened. And then when it did happen, my grandmother's like, I told you this, I told you this, tell me nothing.
Oh, she exposed the grandmother. She said she was not taught about none of this. She said she wasn't raised knowing, having sex, not having sex, protecting yourself, not protecting yourself. She know. No. And then she ended up getting pregnant again by the same dude, but this time she had an abortion. What's your take on that, bro? Because she said she wasn't taught. And that's another thing. A lot of these baby mama tell raise their daughters like, it ain't gonna happen to my daughter, so I don't need to talk about sex with them. I don't need to talk about prevention when it comes to pregnancies and being safe, because my daughter ain't gonna do nothing like that, because I'm gonna keep them in school all day long like they don't fuck in the school. But go ahead, bro. What's your take?
Man, that's a horrible mindset. And you know what? A lot of most people in the Black community, you know, we're not preaching prevention, right? Because there's a thing called prevention, and you can educate these people and tell them, hey, this is what's gonna happen. See, if these girls knew they didn't have all this backup, it would force them to do the right thing. But when they're not being taught, when the truth is not being reinforced, and you just allow the daughter to do whatever, hey man, the cycle continues, man. But she said it right. The mothers, they're not teaching them anything. They're just telling them, hey, you know, if you get pregnant, you can get welfare. There's no teachings whatsoever. They're just a bunch of wild dogs running the street in heat. Then they're coming back with babies that they need the government to take care of, but they don't need a man. But the government gonna take care of them. Like, man, I'm so sick of this shit. I don't know what to do, man.
Right.
Oh man.
K6 says she called him pitiful earlier, but decided to keep having unprotected sex with him. Shake my head. That's what I'm saying. No different these baby mama tell. They talk about these piece of shit dudes, but then keep getting pregnant by and say it was an accident. It wasn't planned. It was one of them. What they say, y'all?
Oopsie.
One of them.
Nobody told Darren anything either. He too lives at home with his mother. Where's your father?
Locked up.
Locked up where?
Green Street.
What for?
Fighting and shit. Fighting. Violence. Stuff like that.
Had anybody ever told you what it is like to be a father?
I like watching other older, you know, I had kids.
How did you?
I learned that they take a lot of patience. Take a lot of patience.
You have a lot of patience?
I don't got a lot of patience.
Florinda doesn't always have a lot of patience either.
You want to fight? No. Then don't ask me if I want to fight. If you don't want to fight, don't say to me.
Of course, then, you know.
Come in now.
Talk to you. You like going out like that.
No, you went out. You shouldn't have said nothing to me. You done already pissed me off.
What I do?
2 months after her abortion, Clorinda and Darren broke off their relationship. They see each other rarely now. Once in a while, Clorinda will take Shaquana to visit. Do you ever think about marrying Clorinda? Why not?
I ain't thinking about that. Nah, that's the last thing on my mind.
You ever feel depressed?
I don't be like sad. I just be like frustrated. I be like really like frustrated.
What are the odds that your daughter will follow the same route? Because there was your grandmother, your mother, and you.
No, I see to that.
How?
She won't. I would sit down. I would talk to her about her being a young lady, like Juana. If you go out here, you have sex, be sure you on birth control, or you know, if you do have sex, make sure whoever you having sex with care about you. Don't just let them them get over on you thinking they got a piece of the action. Now they can go tell Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Did your mother tell you those things?
No.
You tell them to yourself?
I talk to myself in the mirror. But
as you see, she said her mother didn't teach her a damn thing. So basically, she had a daughter and reaped the benefits of welfare.
Damn. That's cold, man. Nothing.
But she's in the house. That's what I say when a lot of these baby mama tears come out. Well, so what? The child stayed and lived there. I said, yeah, the child lived there, but what did she really teach? Because a lot of our boys and girls will say, I just lived there. I had to survive my own. I had to go out and get my own money. I had to cook my own dinner at 4 and shit like that. Because the mother was out there living her best life to the fullest. Shout out to MPI for the $5 donation. She said, my grandmother had 7 kids, 4 by her husband and the other 3 by 3 different men. The only one that wasn't told who her dad was my mother. Wow. Shout out to you, my brother. You can't handle shit.
Man, that's deep.
Hell yeah. She said she had 4 by the husband and 3 different men. Said the only one who wasn't told who her dad was my mother. You can't make this shit up. That's That's some shit. What's your thought? What she said though? She said she's gonna teach her daughter not do the bullshit, and her mama didn't teach her nothing. What do you think? You think it'll be a continuation?
The fact that she's gonna try, that's cool, but she doesn't know anything herself. Like, she don't have an education. She wasn't raised around people to give her any morals. So no, the child is gonna repeat the cycle. That child ain't got a chance with a mother like that.
Your mama black though, right?
Yeah, with parents like that, that child don't have a chance, man.
And you say no.
No. And like I said to my daughter, no. No more.
That's all I'm gonna show, man. It gets pitiful. I just want to show those too, but I'm the rest. I'm gonna show on another segment, man, because this shit is real, man. When it comes to these the single motherhood in the black community, you know what I mean? And like I said, this was in 80, 85, 86, and there's some other clips I seen talking about the 70s when it came to welfare. Yeah. But I want to talk about this the single motherism and how, like I say, the mother pimped the daughter and the grandma pimped the mother and all that shit, man. Let me ask you this. So when it comes to masculinity amongst black men, amongst men, period, but what's your take about the lack of masculinity?
The lack of masculinity, man, you know, like that guy that you played that was talking.
Yeah.
You can tell that he didn't have nobody around him to give him lessons on masculinity and manhood. Like, what you see guys doing in this space is this. They're doing the same thing that black women are doing, even a lot of these guys in the space. A lot of these so-called educated lames, they think because they're successful, all of a sudden now that makes them masculine. No, you can't buy masculinity. That's something you got to be taught at an early age by your father. Your father grooms you to be the masculine man that you become. You can't get money and become masculine. That's why a lot of the educated lanes will say, oh, I'm successful and educated, and black women still don't want me because you're not masculine. You don't have masculinity. You just have the money. So what we're saying is the same thing you guys criticize black women of, or black women think that they can replace the role of a man by having a job. Same thing with you educated lames. You think that you can replace masculinity by having money and success. And black women who deal with you, regardless of how much money you got, they realize you lack masculinity and masculine energy.
Keep on using me until you use me up.
Yeah, 100%. They really got the misconception.
Bitter man. You can't say because I'm successful now black women should want me. I have money. Surely they should want me.
I'm top tier. Hey, shout out to Loaded with Game for the 999. He said, "Salute, Mr. Palmer. Nas song Black Girl Lost should be played in the background of this video." You ain't lying, brother. Shout out to you, man. Yeah. So when you was coming up, did you see a bunch of lack of masculinity, you know, from, like you said, you was raised by your father, and you said you had uncles and stuff like that. Did you see a lot of others that you could tell had lack of masculinity back then or even now?
Yeah, man, you know, because, you know, like I said, like most of my friends, you know, my closest friends, they didn't have fathers. So there's a lot of things that went on in their house that didn't go on. Like you spoke on earlier, like if you were raised in a house with no authority and no structure, and you always heard of your mother running her mouth and talking shit to a man, when you get older, you're going to tolerate a woman talking shit to you because that's normal. You've seen it growing up. So a black woman running her mouth and talking shit is normal. And those guys lack masculinity because they've been dominated by feminine energy. Their mother's telling them they ain't shit. The mother running a home. So what did their mother teach them? Their mother taught them how to become the simp that she was never able to get. Oh, I got a son. No, you know them single mothers teach their sons how to be the simp that they always wanted. So guess what? He always gonna go hard to pay bills for mama. Mama could do no wrong. So basically, she turned her son into the man that she could never get. She turned her son into a son husband. And too many black women do it.
Not the son husband.
Yeah. You know them niggas that sell dope to help their mama pay bills in the hood?
Yep. And they mama have no problem with taking the money.
No problem taking the money because she wanted a son husband.
Here I come to save the day.
And for those who want to know about, you know, the welfare and taking the men out the house, they got a book. It started from the book, Claudine. Watch the movie. Watch the movie.
That's deep, bro. Yeah, brothers, watch that. That's a good one, man.
This will give you an example when it comes to single motherism and the father being out the home.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, James Earl Jones. What's her name? What's her name? Diana. Irene Carroll. No, that wasn't Irene Carroll. That's I forgot her name, but old boy that played Joe Jackson on the Jackson movie. He in there. Yeah, but y'all need to watch the movie Claudine. You go on YouTube, y'all. You know, you go on YouTube and look up Claudine. You'll be able to watch and you'll understand what I be talking about when it comes to how the welfare destroyed our community. Even the white man that y'all see narrating said 20, and this was in 86, 25 years ago. We didn't, Diana Carroll. We didn't have them problems. It was 3 out of 4 was 2-parent household. The father was in the picture. But now, shit.
Hey, it's reverse. Hey, Mr. Palmer, it's reversed. 1 out of 4 black kids have a father now. So it's the complete opposite now. So that shows us that was by design. You don't go from being the best to going to being the worst. What happened? There's things that happen in between times to take us from being the best to the absolute worst. You say black people were the image of what a family should be, even after slavery. After slavery, all that trauma, all that Jim Crow and slavery, we still had more intact families than white people after all that trauma and slavery.
Yes, we did.
Jim Crow. And so you think about it, whites got jealous. They said, hold on, how blacks got all this shit and they were just slaves? We were free. We got to put a stop to this unity, because if blacks keep this unity and they keep reproducing, they're going to overpopulate us and take over America. We got to get these niggas to be stupid.
And yes, and now you kind of worked it real good with the black people. And now you got the Mexicans don't even belong here. That's overpopulated over the white man.
Yeah.
See,
that's what's going on in LA. That's what's going on in LA for sure.
You so worried about us, motherfucker. Look at y'all now. Y'all gonna be the minority still. And on that note,
better milk. Cool.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Man. So let me ask you this. What do you suggest as far as building the masculinity back for our young black men? What's your if you got a solution, a thought, a blueprint, what do you think?
Well, it all starts at home, and home is the foundation. You know what I mean? I learned everything I learned from my home, my foundation, you know, my parents, you know, like I told you earlier, a lot of bullshit that I avoided. I had my parents, but I still grew up in the hood. So I still faced those challenges when I walked outside. The only thing that kept me out of bullshit was having my father laying down the law, giving me those basic fundamentals of manhood and masculinity. So I'll say this. Look, brothers, we can't have babies, man, with these women and let the women raise them. Because the cycle will continue that way. We got to get these boys. If we're not gonna marry these women, we got to find a way to get custody of our boys. So that's a major key right there. We got to get custody of our boys so that we have major influence over their lives instead of their mothers teaching them how to be men. If we don't do that, we're going to see the cycle continue with the lack of masculinity in black boys. We got to take charge and be in these kids' lives. And if we got to get custody, that's what we got to do. So that's one of many steps we can take, man.
Yeah, and I told y'all how it is when this court system, man. 9 out of 10, it ain't looking good. So that's why I don't have no problem when people like Perfect Blackness say, man, go overseas and get you a South African, go get somebody from Barbados or something like that.
Yeah.
Pay a dowry and have a talk to the father and do it that way and pay a dowry every month. And you ain't gonna have them problems because she's about family. She's raised in family tradition and culture. She's not gonna do that dumb shit unless she get Americanized. And you'll be a fool to let around your ratchet ass mama, your ratchet ass sister, your ratchet ass cousin, your ratchet ass niece, and your ratchet ass great grandmama, goddamn it, you keep her away.
Hey man, you know what, Mr. Palmer, you know, like you said, man, even your family members, man, I had a broad that was like, you know, pretty down with me and shit, right? Yeah. And like she was at my apartment, you know, I was in the shower getting ready. My female cousin was like in the living room and shit, and my broad was in there making me some food. She was like, girl, you need to stop cooking for that nigga. Now I'm like, why you gonna tell her that? Why you gonna tell my broad not to cook for me? But see, that's how hateful black women, you shouldn't be cooking for that nigga all the time. And this is my cousin.
They don't give a fuck.
Huh? If I was you, I wouldn't be cooking for that nigga like that.
I got his brothers in here, man, that they on mama told, why would you get custody? She carried your child for 9 months. What the fuck? This guy made that decision. That was her punishment, not mine. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Now they try to make it as a badge of honor because they carried the baby. And unfortunately, the courts have said back in the day they would give custody to the mother because she carried the baby. But y'all, that's what I say they got selective choosing and picking when it comes to the Bible. It was a curse. It was a punishment. Periods, pain of childbirth. It was a punishment, motherfucker. It wasn't no damn badge of honor. But that's why they love single mothers, because it's a badge of honor.
Yeah. And then it gives them a you know, in the black community, the black mothers can do no wrong. So that's why they want to become mothers too. Because you've seen the young shit, I'll get an apartment, I'll get this, my mother will watch the baby. So it's like that. But going back to what you said though, man, the solution is this, man. As brothers, we got to be very careful where we plant our seed, first and foremost. Because like we say, it's about prevention. So if it's about prevention, the woman is the soil and the man is the seed. We plant our seed in the wrong female, then it brings problems in the future. And like I said, baby mama terrorists, hood rats and strags, they're like bad soil. You know, like you plant a seed on soil and the seed can't grow properly because the soil is tainted. That's what baby mama terrorists, strags, and hood rats are. They're bad soil. You plant your seed, you're gonna deal with problems that won't grow right because you won't be able to. Listen, it's like planting a seed in soil that has tumbleweeds and shit like that. That's what it's like when you plant your seed in a strag, baby mama terrorists.
He said tumbleweeds.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Tumbleweed.
You know, you want to look for that good soil. You know, a woman with good upbringing, a woman that respects men. You know, a woman that had a positive man in her life to where she's not bitter. She doesn't have hatred for men. You need a woman that comes from good soil, brothers.
100%, brother. 100%. I want to show you something. This is right up your alley. I showed this a couple of days ago. I'm gonna show 2 of them, and then I ain't gonna hold you up, man. This is one who's I guess you want to call her a divester, man, and she was really enough feelings about what this Brad did to her. I'm like, I want to talk from this.
Oh man.
Fucking horrible to me, and he just treated me like a stupid black bitch. And it was like so painful for me, and everybody was like, well, you're the fucking dumbass because you stayed, and you're just a stupid black bitch because you let him treat you like one. And like, I know that the situation was my fault because I should have just left, but like, it really fucking hurt because like I had sex with him and he basically just like used me for sex. He was like white guy in a frat. And so basically I ended up seeing him at Target when I was there with my old best friend like at the time. And he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wouldn't say anything. It was like, he was ashamed of me and just like embarrassed. Which is like how most people get about me. And it was like so fucking painful. And so I stood up for myself and said what I needed to say to him. And he ran away from me when I was speaking to him. And my friend was like, that's humiliating. Like she was like, you just embarrass yourself. We just like so fucking.
What's your take on that, bro? She had to tell the world about that one.
Oh, that's pitiful, man. That's pitiful. That's somebody that was begging whites for acceptance, man. And when a white boy looked at her like that, it crushed her spirit, you know? Because in that moment, she realized how he really viewed her, and it crushed her spirit. He wouldn't acknowledge me. He wouldn't even look at me. No, he just wanted to smash. He wanted nothing to do with you. Hey, and you know what? Yeah. Her feelings wouldn't have been that hurt if it was a black guy, right? See, she already expect black men to be a piece of shit. But for that white man to view her the same way, it crushed her spirit. Yeah.
Now this one, this ain't about no divester, but this motherfucker right here, man. I'm just gonna let you see the picture right quick.
Oh man, I can already imagine.
Yeah. Hey, y'all see this, but I gotta like I want your thoughts on this one. Now, she mad, she raised her daughter, of course she say she do. Far as I'm concerned, the daughter and the son was just in the house. And basically her daughter was raised to do nothing for the house and do nothing for her mama, but take the money she worked for and spend on herself. And she got mad because she wouldn't pay $100 in the bill, and she did all these things for her. But you taught her to be selfish and low life. And she told the father to come get her. Now she's crying, talking about some. I got to go back and get her because she don't give a fuck. She ain't trying to come back. It is what it is. And I want you to see how she talk about, you know, she living on fixed income and she congestive heart failure, and mothers and fathers should teach their kids to pay bills. Check this out.
Hi, this is a message to my mothers. If you got daughters and you got sons and they're up in age and they're making money, my daughter is spending $300 on mirrors, $400 on chairs, $500-$600 on bundles and stuff. So I asked her, Naya, can you at least start helping something? I'm on a fixed income. I got congestive heart failure. So I'm like, Naya, can you at least help pay a bill or something? Because that's when I was 16 and got a job, my mama gave me the water bill. I was responsible for the water bill. I don't have them to pay nothing. Just $100 would do. $100 would do. But I did the most unthinkable because I got so upset because I made my baby daddy come get his kids. I took her phone, I paid that phone bill, I paid everything. And all I'm asking you to do is help me. Mothers, fathers, when your children get up in age, let them pay a bill. Because when they get older and they out on their own, these bills come first. They come first. I made her daddy come get her. And I told him I don't want them back at my house. But I can't live without my babies. I'm going to go pick up my baby. I think I'm going to give it a day. I'm going to try. I'm really going to try. Because I can't let that man I can't give my children to that man. I have raised them their entire life. I'm going to give it a day, and then I'm going to try and go get her, I think. Lord have mercy.
Oh, wow.
What's your take on that, man?
Man, that's dysfunction at its finest. But you know what? It's not your kid's job to pay bills. Now, if they're grown, over 18, yeah, give them some responsibility. But if you need 16-year-olds to pay bills, you failed. I'm going to say this to you women. If you need your underage children to pay bills, they should be focusing on graduating high school, then going to college and doing whatever they want to do with their life, not focusing on paying bills because their mother is struggling because she made horrible decisions before she had them. No, that is typical behavior from Black females in Black communities across America. No, don't depend on your kids for bills. Now, if they 21, 22, hey, you're going to save your money, get you an apartment, but you're going to pay that light bill while you're here, but not for minor children.
You can't make this shit up.
Not for, I mean, and you know what, bro? Too many And it goes back. I know niggas in my neighborhood that was 15, 16 that was selling dope to help their mama pay bills.
For real?
Selling dope at 16 to help their mama pay that light bill. Yeah. So you know, this is common in Black communities across America. You got to help mama at 16. You can't even focus on getting your education because you got to help mama pay bills because of all the bad mistakes she made. So no, man, that ain't. How can a Black child focus on education and doing what they need to do if they got to help mama pay bills so that she can be responsible? Nah, man, that's backwards.
That's no different. And actually, that's no different than what we saw in this video.
Yeah, you know, crying to my, oh, they need to. If you need your 16-year-old minor kids to help you with bills, you've done something wrong, baby. You know what I mean? There's no way that your children. Now, if you just absolutely need them to do it and they have the money, fine. But she's making it seem like they're obligated.
They owe it to her because they was in the house and she had them around.
I carried y'all for 9 months. Then you know they're gonna go to that.
Damn.
You know?
How dare you do this to me? How do you live with yourself?
That's her playing victim.
Oh my God. Trying to make them feel bad, right?
Shout out to MPI for the $2 donation. She said, I'm not making my kids pay a bill I created. You damn right. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to Black Trunks for the $1.99. He said, you better put that light bill first. Yeah, right. First.
Yeah. She said, these bills gotta come first.
MPI once again for the $5 donation. Shout out to you. He said, my mom had me help her pay bills, shaking my dead head. I hated that shit. Even the nigga like, wow. Hey man, they hate me, man. They don't want you that shit. How dare you talk about shit like that?
Yeah.
This woman talking about her 16-year-old should be paying $100 bill for graduation.
Right. Right. Hey, she never said one thing about them children getting their education to better themselves. No, it's about helping mama pay her bills. You know?
Yeah, man, you can't make this shit up, man.
And I want to say love. Hey, Mr. Palmer, since we've been live, man, there's been people showing love to me too, man. I said, hold on. I got some cash app that came through, man, since we've been live. And I know they showing love because they appreciate the content we giving them, you know?
Yeah, call it out.
Shout out to Danica Marie for the 30 on the cash app. I appreciate you, baby.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Stelliano for that 5 that you sent. Shout out to XLL Pro for the 5 you sent. And shout out to my man C Square for that 5 you sent. I appreciate you, brothers and sisters.
Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Shit. Hey,
man, we got to do this one again, man. Hey, man, this shit was this was pretty good, bro. You know, it was well overdue too, man.
Long overdue since last year. That's it, man. But it's all good. You got my info. I got your info.
Yeah.
The Nika come on too. They could be mad at her all over again.
Yeah, man. I be seeing niggas going there. You know, I support Danica Marie. It be niggas in the space saying stuff. I'm like, look, bro. When you have somebody that's showing with actions, and keep in mind, this is a woman that's in a relationship. She's married, right? So if she's in a relationship that's working, those are the women that need to be speaking if Black women gonna be speaking, not the females that are still trying to figure it out. No, you don't need to be. Let a woman that's in a healthy relationship that has genuine love for Black men be the one to speak. And I just can't say, man, I got a lot of love and respect for her, man. I just wanted to say that, man. You know, it's not too many of them that I can say that about.
Yeah, because I even asked, I said, you know, any woman that come on my platform and support me, then I know they from the heart, you know what I mean? And I appreciate you because, you know, she been doing the thing. Got over 100,000 subscribers, but she said it was the vibe. She said it was the energy, and she know I'm speaking from the heart.
Yeah.
And when I got to know her, when she talked about her family, she's raised with her brothers and her father and her mama too. That's when I realized, that's what I'm saying. It's a difference when a female's raised by a masculine father. Now, I ain't talking about the father that was just there and he's just drinking on the wine cooler every day and talking shit in the basement. I'm talking about a father who's involved in doing what he's supposed to, and he ran the house.
Yeah.
So on that note, then the women I'm talking about, like the stepmoms on here or the mothers who got sons who they don't want to see destroyed or they see it going through, or grandpa. I got some few grandmothers on here that see they son go through this shit or they nephew and so on. The nigga just said it. I vibe with authenticity. You know what I mean? So definitely shout out to you. So that's why when she was on Taja K, I said, I'm glad she was in the trenches with them motherfuckers. I'm glad.
Oh man, she went over there to the you was hey, I was thinking it was a secret ambush or something. I'm like, man, because listen, how the females feel about her content. They hate the fact that she love and support black men. They hate that.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. And she, having a good time. She's smiling, kicking it. And Taja K seemed like she was having a good time. But I'm looking at the comment, you piece of shit. That's why I'm like, and they were like, she don't support women. She got more men on her. Well, then why don't y'all motherfuckers go over there and support her? Y'all ain't gonna support that because you don't like the truth. You don't want her to tell you need to be more ladylike. And she telling men, stop going for these modern day women who are not about you, who hate you, who will set you up for failure. They don't want to be submissive. Why would you entertain them? That's why I tell y'all, it ain't even worth eating hidden. It ain't even worth hidden.
Right.
They don't earn that ping. They ain't trying to do all that. Then what you waste your time with it for? What? Because it's easy? No, go on about your business, And even the nigga said again, oops.
Yeah, but you know what? It's only common sense. Like,
right.
If you're delivering a message that's rooted in facts, you're gonna have more male than females. That's common sense. So my thing, but this is the thing though, Mr. Palmer. What she's saying is beneficial for the women. They just won't listen.
Well, you know why.
Black women, let me tell you, black women, you might not like what she's saying, but what she's saying is beneficial for y'all. You just don't want to hear it. That's the problem. Your spirit has been tainted and corrupted. So no, you don't want to hear the truth. A woman like Danica becomes your enemy because she's telling you to do better.
Right, that's sad.
Truth is what it is.
That's what I say. When it comes to the truth, that the majority cannot handle the truth. They're not gonna side with you. Hell, they ain't gonna side with Jesus when he was speaking the truth, and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and everybody else. What makes you think they're gonna side with us? Who's telling y'all on YouTube about these baby mama terrorists and the community and these sipping forces and so on? I mean, that's why I say I'm not worried about the majority because I know the majority is not gonna side with me. The majority is not gonna side with you. The majority is not gonna side with Danica. Now, if the nigga was to say, these niggas ain't shit, and I'm pimping my nigga over here, and he don't tell me what to do, and I wear the pants here, then she'll have 1 million subscribers.
Oh my God! The same females that hate her will embrace her. If she said that, if she said that tomorrow, all those females who hate her will love her.
Yeah, and if you turn around and say, hey man, it ain't these single mothers' fault. It's you dumbass niggas who this, and yeah, they are Queen God and Mother Earth and shit like that. Regardless of what they do, you'll get 1 million subscribers. And me, if I was to say, single motherism is the best thing ever, and men, you need to be better fathers, shit like that. Yeah, and I put on me a nice ass 3-piece suit. Yeah, I have about 500,000. But I can't do that. I just have to tell the truth and let y'all get mad.
How dare you do this to me?
I can't do that, man. Integrity. I can't speak for these boule ass niggas over there. I can't do it. I just can't.
I appreciate you. Most definitely, bro. I appreciate you for having me, bro. Hey man, we done chopped it up, man, with some good game, man. Good show, brother.
Man, you know what? Matter of fact, I just thought about it. Somebody just chat. I think that'll be a good dialogue. You and Angry Man.
Yeah. You know what? That's overdue as well. Yeah. That's overdue as well.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna reach out to bro. I want to make that happen too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one when I have like you, Jap, Ramil, Ty City, Angry Man, a few others on at one time, man, on some kicking this shit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Danica probably the only female on here. With the guys and shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do that. I'm just waiting on some shit and I'm playing that.
Okay. But shit, keep me posted, bro. I'm down with it.
Most definitely, man. You definitely be. Is you going live?
Huh?
You going live again?
Nah. I'm gonna kick back. I went live earlier. I said I'm gonna just chill for the rest of the day.
All right. Well, I know everybody know who you is and everything, but tell them how to subscribe. I've been putting your link up. You know what I'm saying? In anyway.
Well, you already know, you guys. This is Red Supreme TV1. Also, go over there and subscribe to Red Supreme TV2. Hey, man, I'll have my Instagram and everything popping. I ain't got nothing on there. Forgive me for being lazy. And I posted on my Instagram and Facebook, but it's in my about section, man, all my links and stuff. Yes, but yeah, sir. Find me on Red Supreme TV 1, TV 2. And that's where, hey, that's all it is, my brother.
My man, I appreciate you to the fullest. Be safe out there. And definitely, Mr. Goodbread said he want to link with you. All right, I got you.
Tell him, Mr. Goodbread, we can make that happen. Just hit me, bro.
Yep. You want me to give him your email?
Yeah, shoot it to him.
I'll shoot it to him. I got you. Say no more.
All right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you, brother, man. We're going to do this again. You want me on your show?
Yeah.
You know. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll bring you on and we'll come back to yours and do another one, bro. I enjoyed this, man.
Damn right. Shit, definitely talk about these terrorists and these forces.
Appreciate you, bro. Shit.
All right, likewise, man. You be safe out there, brother.
All right, you as well, my brother.
All right, now. Peace. Yeah, y'all. This was a hell of a show. Long overdue. Like I said, I've been talking to Supreme, man, since last year. Going his show, talking in the chat and shit like that, man. And you know, we all got different mindsets and objectives, but we all got the same end results, which is men doing better and women doing better. Us changing laws in our mind. Danica can relate to that. That's what I'm about, man. I'm not gonna sit back and say one thing, flip the script because this is making less money and notoriety, but this one over here is giving me more shine and money and shit like that. I can't do that because that ain't what my heart feels. You know what I'm saying? That's not what my objective is. You know, money will come. You know what I mean? But I tell you one thing, I'm not living off no welfare government daddy. That's why when motherfuckers be like, if you broke, just say so. I'm like, it's funny to me, but as an insult at the same time, like I ain't never get off government daddy. What are you talking about? You know? But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Shout out to Danica for tuning in. And for those who fuck with my boy Ray, man, he going live later, man. So definitely tune in, man. Like I said, the goal is to change the laws in our mind. That's what we have to do. Me, as far as the community, that shit dead. I say let it die out and start over. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important to have brothers on here and even sisters on here that have integrity, that keep it real, that's not going to just, you know what I'm saying, go along to get along because of somebody got better shine. You want to get up to their level and shit like that. I can't fool with people like that. So, and I'm going to keep doing what I do and talk about what I talk about and definitely have humor and have fun. But the fact of the matter is, you know, we have to do our due diligence not to be in this situation. This curse has been going on for too long. We have to get rid of this curse and teach our boys and girls not to be in the same situation, even the youth that's on here looking for guidance because they didn't have it. So that's all I'm about, man. And hopefully when this pandemic definitely die down, Chicago is going to be the mark I do it here to be in the streets. And then after that is New York. Then I'll go from there. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Shout out to Red Supreme. Shout out to Red Pill Awareness for introducing me to this brother last year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't talked to that brother in a while, but hopefully he's doing better because I heard he had COVID. But y'all be smooth. I'll be live tomorrow. Y'all see I got a lot of stuff already lined up for the end of this week. And we definitely gonna continue to cook and change the laws in our mind and expose this unjust system, these baby mama terrorists. And don't forget these simple forces. Shit.
Here I come to save the day.
So yeah, y'all comment, y'all like, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think about this good one-on-one, man, with Red Supreme, man. And we'll tune in definitely tomorrow.
Better mail cool.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Better mail cool.
So yeah, man, y'all be smooth, y'all be easy, and y'all be safe out here. I'm Mr. Palmer, and this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace.
Baby mama terrorist.
Yeah.
BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
Riding around, try to play the role as innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos. Behind closed doors, she rocked them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong. Knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worrying about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this.
It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coat. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Bitter milk.
Christmas Eve, and they're calling my lawyer for 2 payments, telling him there's a warrant going on for his arrest. Where does he live? I got a fucking apartment in the post office box, and I don't want people bothering me anymore.